Hello everyone, and welcome to English Story Radio channel. Today, I'm excited to share an English story with you. If you enjoy this story and want to see more like it, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. That way, you'll be the first to know when I upload new content. Without further ado, let's get started. Mark had always been passionate about football. Since he was a kid, he had dreamt of playing professionally and representing his country on the international stage. However, being a university student, he knew that he had a long way to go before he could realize his dream. One day, Mark saw a poster advertising a football tournament organized by the city's universities. He immediately knew that this was his chance to showcase his skills and prove his worth. He contacted some of his classmates and formed a team, which they named the Lions. The tournament was a big deal in the city, with several universities participating and thousands of students coming to cheer for their teams. The Lions knew that they were not the strongest team in the league, but they were determined to give their best shot and make it to the finals. The tournament kicked off with a lot of fanfare, with several games taking place simultaneously on different grounds. The Lions' first game was against the Jaguars, a formidable team with some of the best players in the league. The game was played in a stadium packed with enthusiastic fans, and Mark felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. The Lions started off well, with Mark creating several chances for his teammates. However, the Jaguars soon took the lead, scoring 2 quick goals. The Lions refused to give up, and they fought back, with Mark scoring a brilliant goal to make it 2-1. The game was intense, with both teams putting up a tough fight, but in the end, the Lions lost 3-2. Mark was disappointed, but he knew that there were more games to come, and they could still make it to the finals. The next game was against the Rhinos, a team known for their physical play. The Lions were more prepared this time, and they managed to win 2-1. Mark was in top form, scoring both goals for his team. His teammates lifted him up in the air in celebration, and Mark felt a sense of pride and satisfaction. As the tournament progressed, the Lions continued to play with determination and focus. Mark, who played as a striker, was in excellent form, scoring goals in every game. The team reached the semifinals, and they were up against the Sharks, the favorites to win the tournament. The game was intense, with both teams putting up a tough fight. The Sharks scored the first goal, but the Lions managed to equalize soon after, with Mark scoring a stunning goal from outside the box. The game went into extra time, and it looked like it was heading towards a penalty shootout. However, with just a few minutes left, Mark scored another goal, which turned out to be the winner. The Lions had made it to the finals, and Mark was ecstatic. The final was against the Eagles, a team that had a perfect record in the tournament. The Lions knew that they were up against a formidable opponent, but they were not ready to give up. The game was a tight affair, with both teams putting up a strong defense. In the end, it was Mark who scored the decisive goal, a beautiful header from a corner kick. The Lions had won the tournament, and the stadium erupted in celebrations. Mark was overjoyed, and his teammates lifted him up on their shoulders, chanting his name. It was a moment that he would cherish for the rest of his life. As they walked back to their dormitory, Mark's teammates congratulated him on his outstanding performance throughout the tournament. They had all played their part in the team's victory, and Mark knew that he couldn't have done it without their support. The next day, Mark woke up to find that his victory had become the talk of the campus. He received messages from his friends, and even some strangers congratulating him on his achievement. His phone rang, and it was the university's football coach, inviting him to try out for the varsity team. Mark was elated. He had never thought that a simple tournament could lead to such an opportunity. He knew that he had to work hard to prove himself in the tryouts, but he was ready for the challenge. The tryouts were grueling, with some of the best players in the university vying for a spot on the team. Mark gave it his all, and he was pleased with his performance. After a week of tryouts, the coach announced the team, and Mark was among the players selected. Mark couldn't believe it. He had made it to the varsity team, and he was going to represent his university in intercollegiate tournaments. He knew that it was a huge responsibility, but he was ready for it. As the season progressed, Mark continued to excel on the field. He scored several goals, and his team won most of their matches. The coach praised his dedication and hard work, and Mark felt like he had finally found his calling. At the end of the season, the university organized a celebration to honor the varsity team's achievements. Mark and his teammates were presented with trophies, and they were given a standing ovation by the audience. Mark felt proud of what he had accomplished, and he knew that it was just the beginning of a long journey. As he looked back on the tournament that had kick-started his journey, Mark realized that it was not just about winning or losing. It was about the friendships he had made, the lessons he had learned, and the experiences that had shaped him into the person he was today. He knew that he would never forget the thrill of scoring the winning goal, or the joy of celebrating with his teammates. It was a memory that he would cherish for the rest of his life. In the end, everyone was happy. Mark had achieved his dream of playing football at a high level, his teammates had won the tournament, and the university had a new star player on its varsity team. It was a story of hard work, dedication, and perseverance, and it showed that with the right mindset, anything was possible.